Hi guys, welcome to the YKim channel. Please subscribe and ring the bell. If you're new to the channel, please comment down below. This evening's discussion falls on the back of episode 3 in regarding what do we do with people that suffer. We went over these issues a lot, so we're not going to go over them again. However, we now have a new question to address, because in these episodes, sometimes in our videos, we're going to go back to what we spoke about before and the answers and questions that we presented and thought about, and then go further down and deeper down to see if there's any more underlying messages that were there in those topics and in the answers to our questions. What we had was, we had two sides, and all of you made a decision about where you stood. We realized that, one, there is people that are suffering in the practical real world, and that there's some of them cannot do anything about it. And what we do is, on side one of the fence, we give them enough money just to get by. Sometimes they just help themselves, each other that are in that situation. We might give them some crumbs. We have pity on them and we feel sorry for them. And we say things like, I wish it was better, but there's nothing we can do about it. I need to get on with my life because I'm working hard and I'm able to do the things that they couldn't do, and it takes hard work. We have another side which states we need to understand them, respect them, and give them an excellent quality of life economically and raise them up. Not just give them the crumbs and just enough to get by or leave them to themselves. Give them welfare help now and again or leave them to themselves, depending on what situation in what country you're in. No, we need to raise them up and give them an excellent standard of living, the kind of standard of living that we would want for ourselves, even if they're not doing the things we're doing to get ahead. That was the tension we spoke about. And we have two sides now, and you've decided where you stand. So, no matter what side you stand on, we now have another question to address. The underlying theme and another underlying message that is there, the political message. Now, I know some of you might not be engaged in politics very much, just like me. I don't know too much, but I can help us all out by trying to make it as simple and clear as possible. What has happened is, just by taking a stand and deciding which side you're on, you have now made a political claim. You now are political people, and this will determine who you support and what political worldview you have, whether you like it or not. If you've given an answer to this question, you've just made a political statement. The question I want for us to think about now is, no matter where you stand politically, on either side, by taking again out the practical realities of our world right now, and just imagining and thinking hypothetically, what type of world do we want to live in? Do we want to live in a world where there is this type of poverty and there is people that are suffering through no fault of their own? Once we've answered this question, we can then strip back the political realities of what's happening right now and start to construct a new political vision for how we should live together. Now you could be saying, no, that's not the reality of what's happening right now, and I'm not interested. If that's the case, then there's not much more we can discuss. But I would still ask you to stay with me and keep your thought open. Remember, all I'm asking you to do is answer this question. What type of a world do you want to live in? What type of a world do we want to live in? One that doesn't have these people suffering, or one that does? If the answer is, I want a world where people do suffer the way they are at the moment, now we're back to the real world, then that is your answer. Or if your answer is, I think we should live in a world where that doesn't happen. If that's the case, we now have to come up with a new way to live together where this doesn't happen. How is that possible? Obviously, we're going to have to speak about that again, but it's just the question I wanted to raise for this evening's video. Is it possible? And is that what we really want? Or should we forget about the whole thing because life's hard enough as it is, we've got things to take care of, and we've got to just focus on our own families? Because the rest of the world is too big a problem for me to think about. I'll leave this with you, and I look forward to the comments, and then we can go and do another episode on possibly the different ideas that have been put forth by others about shaping a new political world where poverty doesn't exist, if you're interested in that. Or if you're not interested and you just want to stay with your family and forget about the rest of the world and just protect them, then that's understandable as well. Thank you for listening. Over and out. YKim. Peace.